Hello everyone, my name is Vijay Valaboju and welcome to Conf42 Prompt Engineering 2024. I'll walk you through the reinforcement learning in AI-driven assessments and how this actually helps in enhancing continuous learning and accessibility. These are the topics that I am going to cover today: introduction to reinforcement learning, and then critical framework for reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning, I will sometimes substitute it for RL. And what are personalized learning paths? And then a real-time adaptive assessments, accessibility and flexibility, continuous feedback and learning loop, gamification in learning, predictive learning and assessments, and we will end with the conclusion and future directions. Introduction to reinforcement learning. Right. What is a reinforcement learning? The definition is it's a branch of machine learning focused on how agents should take actions in an environment to maximize cumulative rewards through trial and error method. And what's the importance of this is with the increasing demand for personalized education, reinforcement learning offers adaptive solutions that cater to individual learning preferences and styles. And the primary goal for this one is the primary objective is to create intelligent system that adaptively optimize learning experiences, enabling continuous skill development and improving educational outcomes. Right. Theoretical framework of learning reinforcement learning. We have agent. Basically, these are the key components I'm going to cover. We have an agent. An agent represents the learner or an adaptive learning system. And then we have an environment, which refers to the context in which the learning takes place, including content and assessments. And then we have a state, action, reward. These are the core elements where a state represents a learner's knowledge level. Actions are the choices made by the agent, and the rewards are like providing feedback on performance. Now let's cover the personalized learning paths, right? Basically, a learning path is an essential concept which provides a direction and with a definitive goal for a learner on what they are trying to achieve. And with a learning path, it actually enables the learner to take a certain path to reach the goal. Basically, what are the things that the person need to learn through the journey of learning to achieve the end goal. And when it comes to a personalized learning paths, I've divided it into two things. Basically, one is a dynamic curriculum adjustment, and another one is the performance-based learning optimization. What is a dynamic curriculum adjustment? It is actually a RL-based system analyze learners' performance in real time, allowing them to modify the curricula instantly. For example, if a learner excels in math, the system can introduce more advanced topics without a traditional waiting period. Now, when it comes to performance-based, in this case, by monitoring metrics such as accuracy and response time, the system ensures that the learner face appropriate challenges which promotes effective learning and prevents frustration. Real-time adaptive assessments, right? What it means is basically this RL algorithm continuously assess learners' performance, making real-time adjustments to question difficulty to keep learners engaged and accurately measure their knowledge. Basically, it's all about the engagement and stuff, right? As the learner makes the progress with their assessments, these RL algorithms, they assess in real time and then adjust the difficulty level as per the responses that is provided by the learner. Take for an example, a case study here, right? A software developer preparing for a cloud computing certification, right? Now, in this case, this RL algorithms, they benefit this learner from targeted questions based on their strengths and weaknesses. And now what this ensures is a well-rounded preparation strategy for the person to achieve their end goal, which in this case is a cloud computing certification. Right. Now, when it comes to accessibility and flexibility, right, we're talking about reinforcement learning, AI-driven assessments, right? Basically, these assessments can be taken by the learner anytime, anywhere, right? Meaning a learner can access the assessment at their convenience, accommodating various schedule and the lifestyle, which is particularly beneficial for working professional and remote learners, right? So that's anytime, anywhere. It's at the convenience of the learner, right? And then across device learning continuity, basically we deal with many devices these days, laptops, computers, like the phones, and even a smartwatch and things like that. Now, this reinforcement learning powered platform allows learner to switch seamlessly between devices, such as from a laptop to a smartphone. Now that ensures the continuity in their learning experience. Now, implications for remote learning. These systems, they provide personalized feedback that enhances the quality of the distance education, promoting a more engaged learning experience for the remote learners. All right. Now, continuous feedback and learning loop, right? So immediate personalized feedback. This is very important, right? It's not like a traditional way of simple correctness evaluation, right? I go give an assessment and I get assessed on that particular thing, and then I get a score. This is the traditional way of doing things, right? Now we are moving away from that traditional concept of simple correctness evaluation. In this case, the system provides detailed insights, helping learners understand their mistakes and then correct from their misconceptions. This is immediate and this is more personalized for this particular learner, whoever is taking these assessments. And now integration of feedback. Feedback is used to dynamically adjust the learning pathway. So that way we are introducing new content where learner show readiness or revisiting foundational topics as needed. Now feedback is dynamic. Okay. Now feedback is, and basically the feedback is dynamically adjusted for the learning pathway. And that when a new content is introduced, the engagement from the learners is actually improved as well. Now, how this is going to impact? Now, this approach fosters a greater sense of ownership in learners. This increases the motivation and retention rates by ensuring they are actively involved and in the learning, the enhanced learning process is actually presented to the user. Well, gamification, an important concept in learning. Gamification improves motivation and then increases the engagement in learning any new concepts for a learner, right? And how does this work for an RL-based reward system is dynamic reward mechanism. They adapt to individual learner preferences, utilizing badges, points, or virtual currency for that matter to enhance the engagement. Now, motivation through achievement unlocking. How does this work? The reinforcement learning system generates achievements tailored to skill levels, ensuring that learners remain challenged but not overwhelmed, promoting a sustained engagement. Usually it's things go ahead, things would be overwhelming for the learners when a more complex scenario is produced, when is presented to them, when the learner is not even ready to actually take up that more complex scenario. But in this case, this is a sustained engagement wherein the progression happens as per the learner's involvement and as per the engagement and the way they are actually, the learning process is progressing. So let's take a case study, right? For example, in a language learning platform, the reinforcement learning system identifies high engagement with speaking exercises and then combines and incent writing tasks to create a balanced skill between for the speaking and the writing tasks, right? Moving on, predictive learning and assessments, right? Anticipatory skill development. Analyzing the historical data and industry trends, RL systems can predict what skills are necessary for the future success of this learner. Now, RI systems, they become the guiding factor. They guide the learners to proactive skill acquisition, right? Basically, it's adapting the new learning paths and enhancing that learning path to make it better, to make the learner successful for the future engagements. And then proactive curriculum planning. In this case, the system modifies learning paths to introduce relevant topics in alignments with predicted future needs, right? This ensures the learners are well equipped for evolving job markets. And then we have long-term trajectory optimization, right? RL algorithms model complex interactions between different skills and facilitating pathways that promote comprehensive competency development over time. With this, we come to the conclusion and future directions. To summarize it, the integration of reinforcement learning in AI-driven assessments is going to reshape the educational landscape, offering personalized and adaptive learning experiences that significantly enhance engagement and outcomes. Challenges ahead: we need to address the algorithm bias. Addressing the algorithm bias is crucial for the fairness and transparency in educational technologies, and understanding the complexities of human learning processes remains a challenge. Future research need to continue the exploration of reinforcement learning capabilities, improvements in algorithm interpretability, and integrating reinforcement learning with other AI technologies like natural language processing will further enhance educational system. That concludes this session. Thank you so much.